I think we're back. YouTube had to go get his life together. That's what it was. And walk like 9 miles. Lord, y'all whole mailbox is pushed over. I think the app crashed. I think. So I had to restart the whole phone. We are here. And it is live. If I ever come down here. Good morning, Sylvia. But yeah, it just said reconnecting 1,000 times. But it wouldn't connect. But it's here. At least I think it is. I don't think I ever been down here. Very cookie cutter. It's nice houses though. That better? No. The light's bad now. That's alright. We're gonna roll with it. Be unconventional stream. Oh, there's the sun. Good old white ball of death. I think it's 47 degrees, I think I said. It's nice though. At least it is for now. It's supposed to be sunny today, no rain. There's a few clouds, but they're scattered and off in the distance. So I don't think we'll have any issue with rain. But we are doing the extremes though, which means the seasons is definitely changing. It's super cold at night and then hot in the daytime, or hot mid-morning, or whatever you want to call it. But it's nice. Oh, look at there. There it is. There it is. Now the chat works. It didn't work. I didn't see nothing. Just yeah, the birds are doing their songs. The trees are coming back to life. These got a little red foliage on it. Looks very autumn, actually. I don't know what kind of tree it is. It's red, or the plumes are red. The one thing I do like about these hills, though, is when you're at the top of it, you can see over everybody's house and see like the trees back there. You can see the top of the trees. No, I don't need anything from the store. So I hadn't planned on it anyway. Actually, you know what? I did, I went to the store yesterday. Well, my intention was to go to the store yesterday. And I went down there and I said, oh, let me check the UPS store while I'm down here. I had my little reusable grocery bag, right? So I went down there and then I opened a little box and then there's like 10 pieces of paper in there. I'm like, oh Lord, I didn't bring the cart. I wasn't prepared for this. So I got all the stuff and then went back home and was like, you know what? I don't think the store is going to happen today because I'm not going back down there. So, and mind you, I didn't need nothing from the store in the first place. I don't know where we're moving to just yet. We haven't decided. So we'll see. I'll fill y'all in when I know. Oh. School zone. I'm like, what does this say? Learn to read. Do you see that? ZONE, school. I'm like, what does that say? Because it ain't together. I'm tripping. Learn to read. Hooked on phonics works for me. But we'll see. It is a beautiful morning. No, I'm going to get me one. Well, I got it pretty much. I got all the stuff to go in it. Easter basket's very nostalgic. I don't know where I am. This ain't Kansas anymore. But that's this. I'm telling you. Hi, Colin. That is these streets, though. I mean, they just wind and go on forever. It's like when you get into the neighborhoods like this, it is hard to get out. It's like I just want to go to the store. But you really do need like MapQuest wherever you go. Because it is so easy to get turned around. No, I haven't gotten lost because I don't go anywhere. But that's not to say it's not possible. Because this is a straight shot that I've been on right now. I haven't veered off the course. So although I don't know where I am, I do know how to get back to where I need to be. Now, I will say this, though. This is one of them situations, too, where you got to be careful how far you go, because you got to go just that far back to get back to where you started. But I thought it'd be nice to see something different, because I usually walk around the same neighborhood because it's quiet. But since it's so early in the morning here, it's still quiet. And I don't know where this road even goes. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Good morning. But I've been up since like 4 or 5. Been waiting for the sun to come up. So that I had some light. Oh, there's the end of the road. Oh, Ona from Ona's Tarot told me about this because of this crystal shop that's here. I wanted to go, but we'll see. Oh, that's hanging out of y'all tree. You just have to go with somebody, Double A. Make sure you go with somebody. See, and that's that's a whole nother conversation. Because nobody should be afraid to go outside. Don't care where you live. Whether it's here, Iran, wherever you live, nobody should be afraid to go outside. Oh, that looks nice. I can't show you because the sun's in the way, but I can see it. How you can see, like I say, the top of the trees, and then there's like this mist all over them, fog, if you will. It looks neat. See, now you can go left, and you can go right, but at that point, we would be lost. So I'm turning around. When is Easter? Everybody's got Easter decorations. Is it tomorrow? Drug-free school zone. Well, I would hope so. Absolutely. Drug-free. Then they got, then they got the drug sign. Now I got to show you, because now I got to be messy. Then they got the drug sign, and then drugs crossed out. So what y'all trying to say, drugs is bad? One would hope you would think so. But when is Easter? I used to know all these holidays. Why did my chat keep freezing? What's next Sunday? Okay. When I worked for Hallmark, the greeting card store, I had to know all these things. Well, actually, you know what? I didn't know it then either. Not off the top of my head, anyway. It's kind of like you learned it once all the Mother's Day cards start coming in. Like, okay, so Mother's Day's coming. Oh, here comes Easter. Oh, here comes Grandparents' Day. Once all the cards came in, that told you something was happening. Things you don't really forget. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And mind you, Halloween and Christmas, you still had to figure out what day it was. Yes, we're back. The app shut down, so I had to restart the phone. And now the live stream is freezing. Well, it's more along the lines. This man in Idaho makes these out of like broken limbs and things, and he takes them and creates. But yeah, everything is broken on this darn YouTube thing right now. And mind you, like I said, my stream keeps freezing, so I have to keep turning it on to live chat to see what y'all actually saying. And I got signal. Oh, and there's another thing too. AT&T, which probably all US cell providers, said that if you have a 3G phone, by February 22nd, you need to upgrade it or change it to a 4G phone because at that point it's going to stop working because they're no longer servicing 3G. Oh yeah, we survived. I love winter. I shall not besmirch the name of winter, although we got quite a few inches of snow there. That shovel definitely came in handy. But before winter even arrived, of course, everybody told me what to get, what to do. I did that, and so I survived it. This is why you listen. Listening is good. I don't know. I see, and mind you, when I made a telephone call, right? Oh, thank you, Five Paces. I didn't know anybody was still over there. I forgot to turn it off and shut it down and blah blah blah. I was so busy trying to get back on. Um, I know when I worked for AT&T back in the day, we were doing the same thing, but at that point, they were sending people vouchers to get them off of grandfathered plans because these grandfathered plans were all of like $13. And so they wanted people to increase to the $59. So you can imagine that people's enthusiasm to pay an extra, $20, $30 for their telephone bill was not something they were jumping for joy about. But they were servicing, it was called TDSM and GSM, and then 2G. And then so the TDSM and the GSM were going away, and they were servicing 2G, and then 2G went to 3G, 4G, and so forth, so forth. And so what they're doing now is if you have a 3G phone, your phone's going to stop working February 22nd. Okay. Now, mind you, I seen this like in the Google headlines, but you can do like the technology portion of the Google headlines. Yes, they killed the grandfather. And so that's how I learned it there. But I made a phone call because I was trying to call this, I think it was a soap company. It's a soap company out of Florida. And I was trying to order a soap or some soaps from them, bath soaps. And they also sold what they called salt blocks, which were just, Epsom salts or soothing salts. But on the website, it said salt block $6.99 or something like that. And by the verbiage, salt block, it sounded like, okay, it sounded like you get one. I'm like, salt block, do you get more than one, or do you get whatever? So I called them, and that's when AT&T, because I thought, well, wait, did I call the salt people or call AT&T? Because AT&T had a recorded message on the phone. It said that if you have a 3G phone, call us and learn how to upgrade and blah blah blah, because your phone's going to stop working February 22nd or something like that. Not February, April. I don't know. I forget. But this source said February, and maybe that's when they started transitioning people from 3G or something like that. But anyway, so next month it's supposed to stop working. But mine says 4G, at least on the signal. And I do believe that a 3G phone is branded 3G on the back. So you'll know if your phone is 3G. I do believe. They didn't have a grandma playing. Everything's masculine. Everything's got to be. Grandfathered is was their word for old. Because my brother has a grandfathered iPhone plan where he has unlimited data, and they don't have that anymore. Well, not his in particular plan. I think to have unlimited data, I think you have to have a bundle now. Something like that. Yeah, that was nice yesterday. We're going to do it again. That's for sure. It was very peaceful. It was fun. Just had to work out some dates and times. The very least we'll do at least once a month, I think, if they're all right with that. Yes, we're back. That tree is leaning. It's interesting. Half of it, let me show you. Half of it is covered in greenery and the other half is not. But it's leaning. I wonder, switch back, Mr. Camera. I wonder if it has something to do with the way it's facing. Like that side gets sun, this side does not, or because the leaves, not the leaves, but the branches look like they're drooping too. Oh, that one's full of blooms too. Oh, spring is here. This is why I've been sneezing like somebody stuck black pepper up my up my nose. Now, mind you, it was one day, but I mean every 9 seconds sneeze. And my eyes were itching, and then it stopped. It's also interesting on the calendar, it says spring officially starts such and such day, but you look at nature and it looks like a whole different thing. It's like, yeah, we don't go by your calendar. We're starting now. There's birds everywhere, squirrels everywhere. I haven't seen the chipmunks yet, but I can hear them because they hide in the brush and they're so little. I haven't seen the deer. I'm sure they're coming. They'd put you out, GMD. All these houses look the same. Like all of them. It's like white at the top, something at the bottom. White at the top, something at the bottom. They're neat looking though. Look nice and cozy. They keep their neighborhood up, that's for sure. Somebody's mailbox is pushed over though. We'll have to get after that. But the lawns are nice and kept. Theirs needs some help over here though. Everybody else's is nice. I wonder, how do you keep your grass green through the winter? Because some of them do and some of them not so much. Do I have a malachite keychain? First of all, I like malachite, period. I don't care what's on, but do I have a malachite keychain? Well, let me ask this. Did you send me well, I guess you did, otherwise you wouldn't ask. I don't have a malachite keychain. Or do I? Did I take a picture of it? I don't have a malachite keychain. Am I missing one? Am I missing something? Was it in a small box? Oh, it's the kind of grass it is. That makes sense. I don't remember. Was it by itself? A malachite keychain. Because I would have put it on my keys if I saw it. No? I don't recall. So I'm going to have to look again. Because I still have the boxes. There's one box I don't have because I left it at the UPS store, but there's nothing in it because I took stuff out in order to fit it in the bag. And I know there's nothing in that one because I was standing in it at one point 2 days ago. Wow. What time is it? It's 8. They're open till 9. I can go back down there and see. But I don't know. I don't recall a keychain. But I'm sure it's lovely. But I will go look and see. Because like I said, I still have the boxes. But if it was by itself, then it probably wasn't in a box. It's probably in one of those white Amazon bags. So I'm gonna go back down there and see. And I got all my, and even this one, I got all my crystals in my box. And then the other one, I put all my onks in that one. I'm gonna go see. Oh wait, do they open at 9 on Saturday? Why do people change their office hours on the weekend? I don't understand that. It's still a day. 24 hours in this one. It ain't special. Y'all better talk. Oh, there's white birds in the sky too. What are those? Good morning, Monique. Now I'm thinking, no, I did not see a keychain. I'm gonna go back down there. Well, that's a pretty tree. Oh, there's a nest in it too. On the 24th. What is today? The 27th. Yeah, I went yesterday, so it should have been there. And if it came by itself, it should be one of them bags. So I'll go see whenever they open. We might still be out here by that time. Now I can't check what time they what time they open. Because I think they're closed Sunday, but for whatever reason, I think their office hours change on Saturday. Is that what that is, Blue Jays? There's noise. And packing, no, because we don't know where we're going yet. It doesn't take long to pack, though. We don't have a lot of stuff. Now, once we get where we're going, then we will have a lot of stuff, because the next move might be not permanent, because we're kind of nomads that way, but it'll be where we'll be for a while. And so that's when we'll more than likely actually have open on Saturday, close early. Okay. Is it open at 9? That's when we'll actually go through the trouble of actually furnishing a whole house type of thing. Okay. I reckon, don't kill the squirrel, Jesus. I don't know why they run out in the street like that. Good Lord. LA, actually, that's where my brother wants to go eventually. Like, that's where his final moving place. California, LA. He loves LA, San Francisco, all the all the fancy towns. You are speeding and you need to stop speeding. But he loves those places. I'm not a beach person and a sunshine 24/7 person either. Well, no. Everything's open right now. We have no idea. It didn't take long though. This is more than likely. If I had to give you a place, it'll probably more than likely be Texas, but that's not set in stone either. Well, this one is on the Golden Mile, and I believe it's called Holiday Park. Is the shopping center? That's where that one is. But I think it's 9 o'clock. We should still be out here by that time, so we'll stroll down there together and see. Because I did not see a keychain. But I also had like 10 of the little slips too. And I don't know if, because I thought I counted, but I don't remember now. But we'll go see. Oh God, I can't with the heat. Like it's getting hot now. Well, it's getting warmer now. Let me not say hot. Hot is distinctive. You know hot when hot comes, but it's getting warmer. But it's nice out here though. Well, hell, it's still 8 a.m. though. It's probably the nicest part of the day. LA is expensive. That's why we don't live there now. That's where he wants to go eventually. But that's $5,000 a month for a shoebox type expensive. Because I'm not trying to go beat on Star, so I don't really need to go hang out with, on Rodeo Drive or nothing. But it is expensive. But it is also very nice. So if you want nice, sometimes you got to pay for nice. Because everywhere we've lived, though, at least the area, has always been a little more expensive because, you know, sometimes I unlock the door and leave the keys in it. So you need to live in a place where it's okay to do such a thing, but not make a habit of it. I've done it once, actually, since I've been here. Left them right in the door. They were ice cold, too, because they've been there all day. They've been there all day. As long as we don't walk ourselves out. Because you can do that, too. Because we have a lock where you can lock it from the inside, then go to the outside, right? And then leave your keys in the inside the house. But the windows are not easy to get into, which is a good thing, but if you lock yourself out, good luck. My brother did lock himself out. Luckily, I was in the house at the time, but I was asleep, dead to the world. I keep hearing this banging on the door. Actually, he's done it twice because I was at the store the second time. And so I had to leave the store and then rush up the hill. I'm like, okay, make sure I don't do it, because I don't know who's gonna let me in. Yeah, there's no place to hide one. Because like our front area is just concrete and wide open. Unless you hide it in the ground. You know, but the thing is, that's a better idea to put one in the wallet. Because I always have that. Because I have a lanyard, but I'll never use it. Like at all. Hello there in Perth, Australia. But when we leave here, I'll let y'all know. And like I said, the P.O. box, they actually sent me an email saying it's time to renew your P.O. box. No, it's not. It's May the 25th is the last day that it's actually valid. And so I will let y'all know and keep you abreast of the developments. Because there's a neighborhood we lived in when we lived in Texas that we really liked. And so that's kind of where we're aiming to go back to. But we shall see. My brother, for whatever reason, liked Florida. So he's thinking about maybe Florida. And I'm like, okay, I'll be in Florida all of 2 months, just long enough to move back out again, because I can't. I hate Florida, period. I don't even like the word Florida. So that ain't gonna work for me. I hate it. I'm tired of red states, period, but I definitely hate Florida. Texas, I can deal with it. I like Texas. And where we were, everything in the world was convenient for me. I don't know how the walks would go, because there's nowhere to walk there. I mean, it is, sort of, but it's not like here, where I can find a little neighborhood somewhere. That was, once you, it was very, um, what is the word? Tourist friendly. So it had a lot of people, a lot of shops, and a lot of this and a lot of that. And you can walk down to all that stuff, but you're not, it's not quiet, like at all. It would be kind of like Florida, where we were constantly walking by traffic, and when I look back, that's like the noisiest thing on earth. I don't know how y'all sat through it. Because it literally was the busiest street in that area because everything was on it. There's Walmart, Target, the mall, dollar stores, all the eateries you can possibly eatery. There's even churches, and everything was on that street. Everything. The outlet mall. You want to go to Dillard's, Bath and Body Works, where you want to go. Everything was on that street. And so it was constantly noisy, constantly busy. In Texas, that street that we lived on, although the area we lived in was quiet. Once you left it and started walking anywhere, that's all you got was traffic because everything is on the street. There's a big grocery store, there's a mall that's got everything in the world in it. There's like 100 boutiques, everything. Anything you might want to shop at, buy is there. You turn a corner, there's all the fast food eateries, Target. There's no Walmart. I guess Walmart ain't fancy enough. Because it was fancy. It was one of them neighborhoods that put Christmas lights on their trees 24/7. One of them places. And so there was no Walmart. There was a Target, but you had to go a little ways to get to that. There's an amphitheater. So if you live close by, you got free concerts. There was everything was over there. So we'll see. You know, I had the opportunity a long time ago to live, oh, where was I? One of them states. I think it was Nevada or Las Vegas, I should say, to live downtown. And it always sounds, I don't know, it don't sound like that. It always sounds interesting. You know, live downtown, everything's there, everything's brighter when you go downtown. And so I'm like, okay, and I'm not a hustle and bustle person though. And for whatever reason, when I lived in Las Vegas, I liked that though, because we lived right directly across the street from the Luxor Hotel, the big giant black pyramid. And so I would be walking the strip every single day. I don't gamble, so it was fun to just walk and see the lights and people watch and all that type of stuff. Because, man, you want to talk about colorful people. When you go on vacation, which is what a lot of people did in that area, when you go on vacation, you become a whole different person because nobody knows you here, right? So the judgment zone is gone. And so it was always interesting, especially right after New Year's, when you'd walk down the street and there's like puddles of puke everywhere. And it was an interesting time. But I had the opportunity to live downtown and like, no, I like to live because the Luxor is my favorite hotel, and that's where I like to live. I'm in the perfect spot because this is the best place. And that's where I may go back to one day. Like Canada is that's cute to think about to, move to Canada one day. But Las Vegas is more realistic for me. And we're actually, me and my brother both said, actually, I was thinking about it no, the day before yesterday, and he said it yesterday. He was like, we should go get our passports. I'm like, you know what? I was just thinking about that. Yes, we should go get our passports. Now, mind you, I ain't going nowhere, but I want one. And so that might be happening. Good morning, Wayne. But I do want to go to Canada maybe one time. But like I say, that's more of a if it happens thing. I'm not gonna fall to pieces if it never does. But I do want to go back to Las Vegas at some point. I think. I don't know. I had to think about that too. Because where I was perfect. Because I don't drive anywhere, and so it was just fine to be in the location I was in. But to live further out, like I'm not taking an Uber just to go walk up and down the street. Like I like the hotels and the lights and all that type of stuff, but it's not. Yeah, that's just so unnecessary to go take Ubers to walk up and down the strip, especially since I'm not going to go shopping. I'm not going to go gambling. I'm not going to the buffets. I'm just going to look. I don't want to take Ubers to sightsee. So I am doing that. Was it Curl a Girl? Yeah, it is. Lord Jesus. See, I just want to go. I actually know I want, technically, truthfully, I want to live in Canada, and I'm not running away for Republicans or nothing. I just want to live in Canada because they're, like I said, Nova Scotia was like the place I wanted to go when I was a kid and all this type of stuff and that whole story. And that's kind of where I want to go. Now, that again, that was just one of them. If it happens, it happens. That's fantastic. That's great. That's not a priority or anything of the sort. It's just, it's just be nice if it happened. But I ain't taking the steps to make it happen. It's just if it does, it does. And we come back down to the haunted forest now. You know, so what was crazy is I was asleep one day, and when I woke up, something said to me, you should go to Virginia Beach. Because we were in the process of moving from Florida to here. And that's when it said, you should go to Virginia Beach. And I'm like, it's not a place I ever thought of. Be interesting. Never been. So we'll see. And I did a reading on it too, and turned out nice. Nothing disastrous. But it's one of them things where I can read for myself, but sometimes when you ask a question, you want it to say something different or specific. And I didn't get that. I just got, oh, it'll be good for work. It'll be good for this. It'll be good for that. But I'm like, why there in particular? I didn't get that. And maybe that's just one of them things that is revealed once you're there. Maybe it's something that is still in the process of development or whatever. But I didn't get a specific reason. I just got, you'd like it and everything be nice. Which, that's nice too. But that's like here. I like this. Everything's nice. It's the way I'd want it to be. At least until summertime hits. But Mm, maybe I'll revisit that. Because I looked it up, looked at some pictures and things of that nature. Like I say, I've never been, but we'll see. What time is it? Okay. Asheville, North Carolina. Oh, so you're moving to? Never been to North Carolina. Well, I've never been anywhere on the east, or even close to the east, or north for that matter either. It's always been the south and then the west. But out of the places we've lived, like I said, the only one that I actually want to go back to, or missed, I should say. Actually, no, I missed the Texas place we lived to. It was a different time then. And I would be there with this YouTube thing and the YouTube channel. I did not do tarot at the time. Well, I had it and I read them, but not like this. So life would be a little different. You know, I always wanted to go to Maine, but mind you, I think I romanticized it because I would look at the pictures and the lighthouse and the harbors, and you get the impression that that's what Maine looks like. So it's kind of like anywhere else in the world where they just show you the highlight photos. And so I'm like, oh, Maine sounds so nice. Or Vermont. Somewhere it's cold and windy and rainy when it's supposed to be, at least. And that's another thing. I said this every chance I got, which I will stop saying for future endeavors. I'm not a beach person, not a water person, like at all. But something about a lighthouse and water that, I don't know. It just seems so peaceful and serene and nice, and it just seems lovely. And I would literally stand there probably all day and just look at the waves crashing in. Florida and the beach and the sand, and that just was not my get down. But you give me some water and some rocks and a lighthouse, and then I just drink it all in. It's like that. Well, yeah, on the coast. But that just gets, and like Nova Scotia, it's like that on the coast, and it's very nice, and so forth and so forth. But would I live on the coast? God, no. I mean, you need 2, 3 jobs to live out there, I'm sure, but it's hence the dollar sign. But It looks nice. And that's not the beach. That's, like I say, I'm not a sand and water person. That wasn't a bird. Yeah, I did want to go across the pond at some point, maybe one time. That's sitting. I don't like road trips. I don't like plane rides that take longer than 3 hours. I can't sit in that Gemini mind, I guess, I don't know. I can't sit in one spot where I'm waiting on something, like waiting to land or waiting to get there or whatever the case may be. If, like, I can sit at the computer and do my work and all that type of stuff for 8 hours, but I cannot because I'm doing something that I would consider productive or entertainment or whatever the case may be. But just to be sitting in a vehicle of some sort, I can't. I don't know how people sit in an airplane for 17 hours. Mm-mm. That drives me crazy. And I don't want to go to sleep in public. It's like, ugh. Do you live in Nova Scotia? If I come up there, absolutely. I've tried to make a vow to leave the house now. So I need to, some of y'all live here. I need to leave the house before I move. I'm not an outside the house person. But I just cannot. See, I don't want to go to sleep in public. On the plane, beach, bus, none of I can't. I just know. It's probably a past life thing. But hi Doreen, but I have the desire to go. I just don't think I have the patience to do so. Because flying here was not that bad. I don't like layovers because it's waiting. Now, the crazy thing is, I can wait for people all day long. Like when I worked in retail from dusk till dawn, and somebody was checking out, and they're taking a long time to do so. And of course, people are usually apologetic about such a thing. That never ever, in the 22 years, never has it bothered me that a person was taking a long time. I can wait on a person. What I can't wait on is things. Like the reboot of this telephone earlier drove me crazy. It only takes like a minute at the most, and not even that long. But it still bothered me because you ain't working like I need you to. And so to sit in an airplane, there ain't enough music, ain't enough books, tic-tac-toe, Scrabble, Angry Birds. There's just not enough stuff to do and play and see and think about that would keep my Gemini mind occupied for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 hours. I can't. And then I'd probably be nodding off, fighting sleep. I can't. It drives me insane. Like I super can't. Like, when are we gonna get there? Road trips a little different because I ain't ever been on a road trip with somebody I don't know. Well, once when oh Jesus, oh that was traumatic. When we took a Greyhound bus from Oklahoma to Arizona, Lord Jesus, Paul's in the street right now. Lord have mercy. Ooh wee. If I ever do that again, it's because somebody paid me a whole bunch of money to get on a Greyhound bus and travel anywhere. From down the street to up the street, I never getting on a Greyhound bus ever again. That was traumatic. All that was awful. Because first off, that's when I learned I do not like road trips. That's when I first learned. And then I'm on a bus with people who are kind of ripe. They stink. Their kids are screaming. They got all kind of weird foods and it smells going through. And you gotta sleep on here too. And then we keep stopping. Oh, what the heck is going on here? I'm like, oh my God. I'll talk. I'll talk. That was torture. I can't do it ever again. If I ever get on a Greyhound bus, it was by mistake. Jesus. Mm, that was horrible. I see. I can't. And mind you, this was back in the day when, because I had never been on an airplane at that point, and we were all afraid to fly. Well, at least me and my mother was. And eventually, because we didn't want to do the bus trip anymore, and so eventually what happened is we got on a plane. And I'm like, okay, this ain't so bad. Of course, they was telling me all the things, your stomach might jump, your ears are popping, keep you some gum, or whatever the case may be. But it wasn't that bad. And then I discovered, oh, I like looking out this window. I was like 12, 13 at the time. And so I'm looking out the window, and I had these, I wish I can find those again. I had these sunglasses that were red. And so when you looked out them, everything was just pretty as it could be. Because it had that red tint. And that is the only way my mother would look out the window. It's through those it's through those glasses. And so after that, we got comfortable with flying. Because then you realize, oh, it's not so bad. It's not gonna fall out the sky, so forth and so forth. But I hate a road trip. The last one I was on was I think from Texas to Mississippi. No, from Mississippi to Florida when we actually moved. That was the last one. Ooh, See, Mickey said that. No, I have not been on a train of any kind. Train, subway, BART system, nothing. But I want to. I want to go, old school train too. Like, not just the fancy fast one. I want to do a train ride. I think that would be neat. Just for if for nothing else, the experience of it. I did want to go on a cruise at one point, but I don't know. I mean, people who say they've been on cruises say it was lovely, they loved it, so forth and so forth. Yeah, it's the airport that sucks. That's the part I don't like. And then the waiting to get on the plane because you got to get there early just so you can get through TSA. But I had telephone. Leave me alone. I had I had what moon is coming? I think it is the worm moon. I believe. I just read it last night. I think. But I wanted to go on a cruise because everybody said they had such a wonderful time and all these different things. I didn't call your name. Quit looking at me. Had all these different, different things on there to do. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, if it's always something to do, then maybe. But when I think about it, wherever you live, you can find something to do, and I don't do that either. So now you're hooked. Okay. I don't know. I still want to go on one, just like I say, for the experience, if nothing else. But I don't know. It'll be after COVID, that's for sure. Or at least after the initial garbage of it all. I guess it'll be here forever, but later on. This, I do want to do the train. I'm gonna have to put that on the bucket list. I did want to do that. I kind of was a little apprehensive about that part, about being in the big water like that. But it's kind of like they have enough precautions and safety measures, or like we're not going to eat eaten by Jonah and the whale and all this. So I figure, okay, it'll be fine on that front. And I can swim, not necessarily in the ocean, but but I don't foresee that being a problem because I think they have enough low safety guidelines and things like that. But okay, so it's more of a see. I could do that if it's more of a relaxing thing, and I don't have to feel pressure because I went on a cruise that I need to do cruise stuff. Like if it's just like do what you want to do, you can sit back and relax, just have your drink, read your book, look at the ocean, enjoy the sights, enjoy the sounds. And if you want to go play, foosball, then you can, but you don't have to. So I think one day we will. What I would really like to do, Lori from the Way of Positive Changes brought this up one time, is, or did she bring it? I don't know. We talked about it with her. I forgot who brought it up, but like the tarot readers need to go and gather together in a place somewhere that we can all get to for like 3, 4 days or something, or 2, 3 days or something like that. I don't even know what we would do or how that would work, but I think that would be fun. I could do that. Relaxing, I could do. I don't know where we'd go because I won't live here by that time. And then Lori lives in Florida. Gonga lives in New Mexico. Jen lives in Illinois. Becca lives in California. Ona lives in Illinois. So we'd have to find like a place. See, I don't want to do like the Sedona thing to where we have, well, I mean, I guess we could, but that ain't what I had in mind. But again, this ain't really my idea. I'm changing somebody else's idea. It was more like a live event type thing, to where kind of like a live stream, but like I say, it's a live event. We're here in front of you, not necessarily to do personal readings, but that could be a part of it too. Since everybody I named does personal readings, that could be an aspect of it too. All right. Invite your group in. Everything's playing right, that's for sure. All right, what time is it? Okay. So let me see. Let me find out what time they open. They're still closed. They open at 10 a.m. Okay. So we still have to wait for the UPS store. There's the Fox Den's Pizza. You know, I liked New Mexico actually. It had a, how do I explain? It had a, I don't know, it had a good energy. It had a raised energy, an elevated energy even. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I liked it there. I didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but the time I spent, I liked. Just had a, I'm still trying to describe it. It just, it just had a, I don't know, had an old soul energy, but it had a very elevated vibe to me. Magical even. Felt like if I stuck a crystal in the ground, I'd grow a crystal tree. It was just very nice. I enjoyed it there. Now it's hot and deserty, so I don't know about living there, but I like to be there. And why they gotta open at 10 a.m. and I gotta wait a whole nother hour? Well, this parking lot is treacherous. Let me pay attention. Because they driving everywhere. Okay. We're gonna sit here. Oh, my tarot deck's coming today too. I have one that I had to pay an international service charge for, but it's shipping from California. I roll. It's like, what the heck? So I got that coming today. And how many? Oh, I lost count now. Say 170. It was 167 the last time we counted. But at even the time I counted, there were some going in and out because I sent two away and I just threw one away because somebody said just use the one you don't like for bookmarks, and that's what I was doing. But I didn't have it in anything, and so it was just in the way at some point, and so I just said, give it away, throw it away. Oh, you know what? I almost got the Enchanted Map Oracle, but I think I have at least 170 now. And it's probably more than it's probably more than that, to be quite honest. But I don't remember how many exactly. But it's probably like 172. We're going to count again. I think that's what it is. It's like 172 or something like that. But I got one, and it's interesting too, because someone may ask me about it on on the live streams or something of that nature. But oh, the motel, I like that place too. I got that 5 cents tarot. Um, the Madame Clara 5 cents tarot. I had this deck that's coming now is called Soul Tarot, I believe. Soul cards or something of that nature. It's a tarot deck that's called Soul something. And so I'm on Etsy, and that's where I seen it. And thank goodness I was reading the comments, because on Etsy it's $100. It's really nice, and it comes in like 3 different colors. You can get a black and gold, you can get a white and gold, you can get a pink and gold, or rose and gold, they called it. Something like that. And it's like $90.81 or something crazy. And so I'm reading the comments, and the person in the comments was like, I wish I would have known that this deck was available on that person's website for $20 less. Now she said she paid $60 less, which I don't know where she got that figure from. Because that means that if you paid $60 less, your deck was what? If it was 90, so she paid $70 less, so she said $60 less. She said she paid 20 something dollars though. And when I went to the website, and mind you, even the Kickstarter was not $20. So I don't know where she paid $20 from. Maybe she was just had her numbers flipped or something. I don't know. But it was $20 less. Because on the girl's website who created the deck, it was $60 when you add in the taxes and the shipping, blah, blah, blah. So it's $20 less. And so in the comments, the lady whose shop it was, she responded to the comment saying that she's an authorized retailer. Boo, 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 you can get your car fixed. She says she's an authorized retailer for that lady. And so she has permission to sell the deck there on her Etsy shop. And I guess the extra charge is her commission or something. I don't know. But I'm thinking to myself, that looks bad though on this young lady who created this deck, who has a deck for $60, and then her deck is seen elsewhere for $90. And yet she's still affiliated with you selling her deck. And that is the reason I don't have an Etsy shop. Because you can do like personal readings. You know, you can book a personal reading through Etsy or something like that. But then I do email readings for $20. You get one question. If I did it on Etsy, I'd have to raise the price because Etsy takes a portion of that. And so if a person was to email me and say, how much is a reading? And then I say, oh, it's $20, one question. And then a person goes over to Etsy and it's $25 for one question. That just seems unethical to me. Even though that's what you kind of have to do in order to recoup your loss and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But the person is unaware that if they emailed you, they would get it for $5 cheaper. And although that ain't really your issue, is I still know. And I can't unknow that I'm charging you more for something that actually costs less. And so it's a personal ethical thing, I guess I should say. And so her deck is $90 on Etsy, but $60 on her website. So now I have to, every time I see a deck on Etsy, well, that's a pretty color. Squirrel. Every time I see a deck on Etsy, now I have to Google it to make sure it's not out there at a cheaper price. And, I'm paying the fool's price. Which, And Amazon, let me tell Amazon something about themselves right now. So, Amazon has gotten into now selling a bunch of cheap knockoff rubbish. It comes from China because I recognize the brands. Because I used to have the Wish app on my telephone, and Wish is a store or an app that you can buy virtually anything. When I say anything from Wish, and you get it directly from Shanghai, and it's pennies on the dollar type thing. And so it's really good for wholesalers or really good for reselling things. Like for instance, I got these little, they're not real genuine crystals, but they're little teardrop looking crystals. I've worn them before on the channel, but they're little teardrop looking crystals. On Etsy, that same thing is $19.99 because they sit there, they give you, this is labradite. Well, not really. It looks like it. It's pretty much colored glass, but it looks like it. But if you get it from Wish, it's $4. And then you pay probably $5 for shipping. because that's how it works. You pay $4 for something and $5 for shipping. Yes, that is Wish. And so by the time you get it, it's $10, and then you raise it to $20, and there's your profit. And so that's what a lot of stuff from Wish is. And so what Amazon has started to do is if you type in a tarot deck, like I was looking for some decks for the giveaway, and every time I would click on one, that little bell would go off in my head and say, no, that's the knockoff. And then you go down in the comments and, oh, this was smaller than I expected and it didn't come with the book, because that's the knockoff version. The knockoff version of, yeah, they got some good pictures. The knockoff version of tarot decks are always smaller than the original, and they don't come with the book a lot of times. Actually, all the times that I have gotten one, I've only gotten two, and neither one of them were the original tarot deck, and neither one of them came with the book. They're just reprints and cheap copies. And so every time I Google tarot decks on Amazon, I got to be extra vigilant, because now some of them are actually fake. So I'm like, oh God. So what I've been doing is I've actually gone back into the section on Amazon where it says buy again. And I just click on that, because I was trying not to repeat so many of the same decks for the giveaway, but this is the safest route right now to make sure you get an actual legitimate deck. And so I'm like, oh, I got an Oracle one that was fake too. It was the Moon Goddess Oracle, I think it was. And it didn't come with the book, and it was half the size. And I was a little upset about that, because I was giving it to somebody. And I'm like, you son of a mother. You gave me this old fake deck, and now I got to go look like a horrible relation and give this person something that's not even legitimate. So I was not happy. And they were like, well, the messages are still the same. And I'm like, but it's not the same, because it's not real. But now you have to go and you have to look and look and look and look and make sure that you are getting the right thing. It's annoying now. And it's like I need all of this to be simple. So I'm starting to shop from my buy again list. But I got since we're going to be here for at least another 3 months or so, I bought 3 decks. So son of a mother, I should have brought the deck with me, since I'm sitting in front of the UPS store right now for Cardomancy, who won the deck yesterday. Oh well, exercise will do me good. I'll have to walk back down here, but now I got to do that to make sure I get the right thing. And I ain't sending nobody bootleg cards, because you ain't gonna have me looking like that. Like, oh, I like the deck you sent me. Thank you for the gesture. It was fake as heck, but no thank you. We're not doing that. Does I'm African? No, I don't. I have an African tarot. I don't know if it's that one. Morning, Pram. It's probably not, because it seems like I would have recognized it, say that first word. I think the one I have is just called African Tarot. There's an African American Tarot too. I don't like that one. It's got weird pictures on it. It's got like the picture of whatever the card is supposed to depict, and then there's like something else in the sky. I just bought a deck that has like a velvety texture to it. It's called Siren's Melody, and I got it from Etsy too. I actually borderline want to send it back, because there's 2 versions. One of them is the regular version, which is what I have, and the other one is a version that has like gold and shininess on the back of it. And y'all know I like shiny stuff. But when the version of the deck that I have arrived, I was a little underwhelmed. I'm like, I mean, I'll use it, I'll keep it. I ain't buying the golden one because there's no point now, but it was a little underwhelming. But it wasn't her fault because everything in the description that I did not read told me this is not the shiny deck. If you want the shiny deck, then you're going to have to blah, 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 blah. So, okay, then I'm going to look for it then. It's called, wait, let me screenshot. That way I'll have it. Don't do the volume thing when I'm trying to push the thing. Tazama African Tarot. Okay, I'll look for that because I hadn't heard of that one. Is it on Etsy? But the Siren's Melody deck, it's interesting. It's very eclectic. But I think the back of it is what I was what I was really drawn to because I like shiny, so I get distracted very easily. And what it looked like was it had, and I've used it on the channel already, but I think it was in the live stream. I'll have to do a single video reading with it. And well, this Siren's Melody is expensive. That velvety touch they charge for that. I think that Siren's Melody was $90. But it is it's worth it in the sense that this is a very artistic heavy deck. Like it's very nice if you like that kind of thing. As they say, for the people who like those kind of things, that's the kind of things those people like. So it is very nice if you like that kind of thing. And I think I was more drawn to the back of the card, which I did not get the right one. So like I said, I was a little underwhelmed when it got there. But the touch of it is very velvety, and she put a lot of work into that deck. And I would say it is worth the price point just because of the effort that she put into it. And again, this was not on her because she said the deck that I bought is not gold gilded. It does not have gold foil on the back or nothing like that. But the other one is like it's got gold in four corners and this little design on it with the gold. And then the middle of the back of the card looks like it's has a illuminating thing to where it's like a pearl almost is what it looks like. So it's very beautiful. She did a very good job. That is for sure. But the deck is very, very eclectic. It does not make complete sense for the Rider-Waite if you are a stickler for tradition. But it's nice though. You know, I said that to myself too, like I don't want to mess it up, but my decks all get the same beating, so this is going to get the same one. This is going to get the same one too. My only thing is I didn't want to destroy the texture of the cards, but at the same time, look, I use all of my cards. I will say that, even though I have 172 of them, I do use them all, and I use them all the same way. So if you're gonna be a tarot deck in my house and you're gonna get bent up, shuffled up, and dropped on the floor and everything, everything else, I should have brought that deck with me. I don't feel like going back to get it though. This is what happens though when you sit down and you shouldn't have, because now I don't feel like getting up again. So much for exercise. It's like when you go home and you take your shoes off, and then somebody call you and say, "Hey, can you help me?" No, I can't. Buy more paper, please. Once them shoes come off, we in the house. This is it. Only person getting me out of here is the fire department. That is it. I walked over here and I done sat down. Now I got lazy. You know, I don't know. I need to give me one of those little things to track your steps or something. Because I actually just walk. depending on the time, I use the time to gauge because I usually walk 2 hours and then that's it because that's what I'm used to. Because I only walked 30 minutes in Florida because it was where I was going was down the street. I walked an hour in Mississippi because where I was going was an hour. Well, it wasn't an hour. You can call it an hour. 40 minutes is an hour, so it's 40 minutes. But when I was in Oklahoma, I walked an hour and a half to work because it was 4 miles away. But here, I usually just walk 2 hours, which the time is usually on the live stream ticker, so that tells me how far that I have walked, or how long I have walked, I should say. But I can't really judge the miles because I don't really walk all that fast either, because I'm chitting and chatting. So I don't really do this for the purposes of exercise. I just want to get out the house sometimes, get the air, and so forth and so forth. Or I just want to go live, but I don't feel like reading, so this is my alternative. So I don't actually do this for the sake of exercise. It's just a byproduct. Because I've never ever felt connected to nature until I moved here. So there you go. Do I drive? Oh, good Lord, no. Oh, yeah, I should. Well, yeah, I guess I can get the app on the. I had an app on the phone. Yeah, I am getting fresh air. I've walked enough this week, I think. And we walked today. I walked up 4 hills today, literally 4 hills. We went all the way down that mysterious street earlier. I like them too. I actually cannot come outside and just go walking without doing the live stream now. I don't know why. I used to just turn on the music that way I can zone out and just walk because that was. I can say it was for the purposes of exercise, but it really wasn't. I just enjoy walking like a lot. It's very calming. It's relaxing. My mind can wander, and it's okay at that point because I'm not necessarily trying to do anything or think of anything. I'm just kind of, it's mindless. And so I enjoy the walking. And see, I don't want a bike. I had one when I was, I think, 12, 13, and that was the last time I've been on a bike. And where I walk, it's always usually in a built up area, and I'm always afeared about falling off the bike, not even getting knocked off the bike, but falling off the bike in the street. It's like that's my thing. But I like to walk. And so yeah, the heel, look here with these heels. The heels are wearing my behind out. But I like it. It's a good tired because, well, it's not really tiring. It's just you can feel it in the parts where you're supposed to feel it because you're walking up the hill. It's like, your gut has to strain because you have to pull yourself up, and your lower back, your legs, of course. So everything's feeling it going up the hill. But I like it. I didn't like walking in the sand. The sand was I can't. I can't with the sand. I try to be a good person. Being a bad person doesn't help me. I might need help one day, and then people are like, I don't want to help him. He's a horrible person. But I like the books. When I order this stick, that child asked me if I wanted something engraved on it. I said, yeah, put TarotsApprentice on there. I don't see that on here. I just thought about that. Well, anyway. I think the sense of humor comes from the Gemini brain, to where 100 thoughts race through At any given moment, one of them is bound to be funny, one of them is bound to be offensive, and one of them is bound to be enlightening, and one of them is bound to be stupid. It's just the way it works, I guess. It's like, oh yeah, I like that. That was very enlightening. Or, oh, that is the goofiest thing I have ever heard. Or, oh, that's funny. Or, oh, I'm appalled. It happens. This stick came from Etsy as well. I don't remember his name. I think it's like Aubrey something, but there's tons of walking sticks on Etsy that are handmade. Yeah, last night was fun. We're gonna do that again, hopefully. I hadn't asked them, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they would. What day in May? I was born May the 24th. I think at 9:47 p.m. something like that. I don't remember. May the 24th. I think I have my rising sign is Gemini and ascending is Scorpio, I think. Oh, same day as your sister? May the 24th. That's amazing. She don't act like this, do she? Yeah, these hills are very steep. Just even walking down them, I don't like to let the momentum carry you faster when walking down the hill. I like to kind of resist it a little bit because I want to control my own speed. And when I walk up the hill, I try to stand upright instead of like leaning over to kind of drag yourself up the hill. I just feel I would use more power to, or work more muscles to walk in pretty much an unnaturally even awkward way up the hill if you're standing straight up or if your back is straight. Because it's kind of second nature to want to hunch over to sort of pull yourself up the hill. But I tried not to do that. I tried to walk straight up and down. You know, my sister, by coincidence, well, who knows by coincidence, her daughters, November 3rd, November 10th, and then November 17th. And then she has one in May, 3 days after her birthday. I was like, oh, look, you spent your birthday in labor, isn't that nice? My mother was December the 26th. And she, yes, she got both Christmas and birthday presents. She did not get one present for both days. We ain't playing that game. And my nieces all got separate birthdays. Well, no, actually, when they were kids, they did not. They do now, or they did. By the way, I'm standing in front of the grocery store now. I don't need nothing from it though. I'm waiting on this UPS store to open. It's a little bitty bird. But when they were younger, they did have grouped together birthdays. And then when they got older, then we did them separate. Because it's like we did things. So, you know, we either go to the. We never been to Chuck E. Cheese. Actually, we went to Chuck E. Cheese once, which I'll never go again after I seen their repurposed pizza. But we never been there. We had a place in Oklahoma called Celebration Station. That's where we went before Dave and Buster's and all that stuff moved in. There was Celebration Station. Yes. Yes. All that in one house, too. And mind you, my sister, every time I do a reading and it involves her, she comes up as the Queen of Wands. So she comes up as a fire sign instead of as a Taurus. And my brother comes up as an earth sign instead of as an air sign because he's a Libra. Yeah, we've been to Chuck E. Cheese once, one time, and we were very underwhelmed, to use that word again. It was very ugh. I mean, if you ate the carpet, it probably tastes better than the pizza. They had a ball pit and a pinball machine, and I'm like, that's all y'all got in here? I've seen bathrooms with more equipment in it than this. Like, what is happening here? There's a car coming, postman. Just because it ain't your car don't mean you need to wreck it, okay? Pay attention. Quit looking at me, look at the street. So it was very underwhelming. And then when I seen that video about them repurposing pizza, I was, okay, I definitely didn't miss nothing. Because you don't need to know how the hot dogs is made. But when you see it, it's like, okay, this is awful. Yeah, I didn't care for it. It wasn't nothing in there. Like, we had she was little at the time that we took her, so she had fun playing in the ball pit. And then there was two other people in there, or two other kids in there. And I don't know, the whole thing, I don't really care. It makes me a little tense when there's a girl playing anywhere and then there's a rambunctious boy playing too. It's like he gonna do a backflip and kick her in the face, and it'll be an accident, but you know how boys are. And they're in the ball pit, and everything is fine. But I'm thinking at some point he gonna jump up and everybody going down, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to have to cut nobody in Chuck E. Cheese right now, but if he kick her in her face, even by accident, we gonna have a problem. Cause he just rolling. He doing what you do in a ball pit. He rolling, he flipping, he throwing stuff around, and that's what you do. But there's a little girl in there too at the same time. Actually, there was two, but I guess one was his sister or something, so maybe she used to him, and then one is our kid, and there she is playing, and they all playing together. Everybody's getting along. It's only with adults that makes things bad. But I'm this whole time I'm looking with like lasers flying out my eyes because I'm like, if this son of a mother kick her in her face, because it just seems like one of them inevitable things is going to happen because he is everywhere. He is bouncing off the walls, as you should be because you're trying to have fun in the ball pit. But it makes me tense and I can't do it. So I can't go have no fun in places like that because I'm sitting there watching. I'm on helicopter parent duty. They ain't even my kids. And by the time we left, it was like 88 kids in there. So I'm like, okay, somebody gonna get hurt. I'm glad it's time to go. So she had fun, and that's all that really mattered, I guess. But I'm staring the whole time, the whole time. Because no, actually, not at the Chuck E. Cheese, but at daycare, this little boy was turning backflips and kicked my niece in the lip. And they called me because my sister was at work at the time. And they called me and said there was an accident. And, first of all, I need you to, I'm not a person who panics. I don't have that in me. That's probably a good thing, or it is a good thing. And so That's the bad verbiage to start off a conversation with about somebody's kid is there was an accident. And she said the kids were playing and she named the boy's name, which was irrelevant to me, was doing black flips and she got accidentally kicked in the face and her lip is a little swollen and this and this and I was there in like 9 seconds. And sometimes you don't know the energy you carry because you can't see your face. And so I walked in, everybody was scared. I'm like, first, I just came to look and make sure she was okay. Really, I didn't come to, you know, take the piss out of nobody or nothing like that. I came to see because you told me my niece got kicked in her lip. And it's swollen and it's this and it's that. And I'm like, okay, so let me go see. But I walk in there and the girl's voice is shaking and I'm like, oh my God. I didn't mean to like frighten all y'all. But I looked at it and yeah, it was swollen like round in here, this part over there, and it's sick kids. It happens, you know. She didn't get kicked in the face maliciously. He doing backflips, which you should have told him to stop doing because he's on the inside of a building, and why is he turning backflips? And so I get it. It happens, but that didn't mean I was just gonna say, okay, it happens. No, I'm coming down there. Let me see. First of all. Second of all, tell him to sit his little ass down somewhere and quit turning backflips. You're inside. They weren't even outside. You were inside. But Lord, sometimes you just don't know the energy you carry. So you got to beware of your own energy signature sometimes. It was special. But that's what happens. Hmm. And the celebration station, that's what they would do a lot, is wrestling moves back and forth to each other. I don't care if you say don't try this at home. You made it look fun, so they gonna try to do it. Where y'all going? You know, this is a family trait. This just shows you. I think when people pass on in your family, they pass on traits to all the people who are left behind instead of taking it with them. My aunt has been gone for years and years, but her MO, we'll be driving down the street somewhere, right? And we ride down the street, she looks over to the left as she's driving or to the right and say, oh, I wonder where they're going. Now they're going in the same direction as you, so maybe look forward. Or it was one time and I died laughing. I did, and I came back to life and I died again. There was this man walking his bicycle, and because he's walking beside it going down the street. And she said, I wonder why he's walking it instead of riding it. And for whatever reason, that just tickled the crap out of me. Because it's like, she driving and then she just gets so squirrel distracted. And I wonder why he walking his bicycle. Everybody on earth, she was wondering what y'all was doing. My brother has that now. Where they going? What is they doing? And I just did it just now. We have that. What time is it now? 9:45. So I've been sitting here too long. What's the battery look like? Because we still got walk to do. 43%. It is fun. People watching this activity. That's what I did in Vegas. That's what I do pretty much anywhere. Especially if you get me to sitting somewhere and then my mouth get to running, I'm gonna talk about everybody I see. I ain't gonna do that right now because everybody in this parking lot is in earshot, so I don't want to be rude. You can say rude things as long as they can't hear you, because I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings now. This is for entertainment purpose. It's like don't be rude out loud. Like you can call their president a fool, and you can pull a fool card, but I wouldn't call him a fool to his face. Well, I might, because he ain't the nicest person, but that ain't something I would do, because it's not necessary. Oh, that's a pretty blue car. It's a Mustang. That was the car I wanted if I was ever going to learn to drive, was a Mustang. I just like the way they looked. Well, good morning, Lily. That's oh Lord. Okay, so back in the day, um, the door is locked, lady. It's not gonna open just because you pull it harder. Jesus Christian. Read the sign. It say 10. What do you think I'm sitting out here for? Soaking up the rays, I guess. Anyway, there is me and my friend back in the day. Don't do this. This is very childish. But do this if you want to have a bunch of fun. What we would do is we turn on something like HSN, QVC, Home Shopping Network, something like that. And then we mute it. And then proceed to make fun of all the people on TV. Especially if they were doing like clothing. It was, it was the most childish thing you ever want to see. But it was fun. Because they're both very quick wit, and so I mean, it was hours of just muted TV. We're watching the same thing at the same time. We mute it, and then we just make fun of what they're doing and how enthusiastic they are about a peach-colored shirt. And what people watch is very fun. When I worked in the mall, when I worked for Hallmark, it was in the mall. That is the place for people watching, especially when they're all standing in line for sneakers. Yes, that's what it was. We did our own commentary and everything. It was a mess. Good morning, Kim. I do that too. I blame it on my brother, but I do wonder where they're going sometimes. Because you sit sometimes like on, it's a Wednesday at like 11:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And you think this is a work day. Where's all this traffic going? And not places like this where it's a built up area. I mean, like in the boondocks. Like, where are you people going? Shouldn't y'all be at work or something? That's not y'all wife and y'all standing outside the Zales, the Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secrets. Now, we did have, there was one man. He would come to the store with somebody that was not his wife, and mind you, the way we even know this, so it was a girl I worked with. That was her second job. The job when she worked at Hallmark with me. That was her second job. So on her day job, there's a girl she worked with, who is the friends of the girl that man would constantly bring in the store. And that man was good and darn married, and they would walk around the mall together. I'm like, okay, so you just gonna be out in public with it too, huh? Okay. You ain't even trying to go like, to the Red Roof Inn or nothing. No, you just gonna walk around the mall with your mistress. Going to the, what you call that place, the Forgotten Memories. What is that place where they engrave stuff on necklaces and bracelets for you and all? I'm like, things remembered. I think that's what it was called. I'm like, if you don't get out of here, Lord, no shame at all. Mm-mm. I can't do it. But he was bold as you please, walking around with your mistress. But I mean, unless you, I guess, know their chain of command, you maybe not even don't know that. Because, like I said, the girl I worked with a girl who's the friends of this woman, and I don't even know if the woman. I wonder if she knew. She probably do. Hi, Shay. She probably do. And just walking around. Or maybe she don't. Maybe that's why she bold too. But mm. Which is also odd because the girl I worked with, who knew the girl who knew the girl who ate the rat who lived in the house that Jack built, she was seeing this man she met on one of these like Tinder grinder, Jack meets Jill type of things. She met him there and they moved kind of fast because he wanted a baby and she wanted to be with somebody because she kind of had low self-esteem. And they hanging out together and oh Lord, somebody's smoking. They hanging out together and everything. His what he called ex-girlfriend was constantly calling him, and then she'd get mad and then she'd come over to his house, and the girl that I work with, she could never go to his house. She knows where he lives because he told her, but she's never allowed to go there. I'm like, so we lived in Oklahoma City and he lived in Purcell, which was an hour and something away. I'm like, so what you need to do is get in your car and roll up there and see why you can't go up there. Because if this fool is trying to impregnate you, you need to know who he is for real, for real. And so she did, and she took the next day off after that because she had a whole meltdown and it was a whole Jerry Springer scene and like, oh my God. So when she came back to work, she told us the whole story. She went out there and she was mad and the other girl was out there, and then, but the other girl was not his technically his girlfriend, but maybe she didn't want to leave him either, and he didn't want to leave her either because they didn't want to be alone. And like I'm like, oh my God, this is why I stay to myself because life is complicated when you bring somebody else into it. It's just I can't. I ain't gonna be able to do it like at all and whatsoever. No. But she swore up and down he was the the best thing since life. But again, she had a low self esteem, and so she wanted somebody, anybody, everybody, somebody to pay attention to her. And then when she found it, she kind of went over the edge to where she kind of was, hello Barbara, this is Shirley, and I pay for everything he eat. I'm paying for this, and that Lincoln he leans in every day. I promised him notes every month. No, no, Barbara, hang up on Shirley because this is not the way to go. And so she just kind of went overboard because she finally found a boyfriend, and so she just went there. And mind you, like she was a big girl, and so that was part of her issue. But she wasn't hideous. She wasn't ugly. She wasn't grotesque. She wasn't none of these things. But that just goes to show you it comes from the inside. I can tell you you're pretty all day long, but if you don't believe it, it makes no difference. And so And mind you, she had her life, well, sort of, her life together. She had her own place. She had her own car. She had her own check. She got a college degree. She ain't asking nobody for nothing. She ain't in, well, she's in debt, but school debt, that's a whole different thing. But she ain't in mounds of other kinds of debt. She ain't got no kids and no rascals, no none of this. And I'm like, you gotta feel some sort of way about yourself. I ain't saying you gotta be conceited, but exactly, just because you big don't mean you're ugly. And so I guess she figured she wouldn't find Prince charming because she wasn't Cinderella. And she'd mention that from time to time, and she always wanted to start Zumba class and all these different things because she was trying to be something other than what she was. And I'm like, okay, you can do Zumba class, and that's cute. That's good. Ain't nothing wrong with being thin. Ain't nothing wrong with being in shape. Ain't nothing wrong with whatever. But what you should do is work on the inside. Because you got to like what you see on the outside no matter what it is. Because let's say something happens and you can't get up and move around like you used to. You still need to feel comfortable about yourself. You still need to like yourself, love yourself, all these different things. You know the whole after school specials thing, right? And snack them. But it's and see that's what I'm see Shay, there you go. Future got 10 kids. Like I understand, I get it, you know, everybody want to be the dime piece, as they say, but sometimes you just need to be in love with yourself first. Why don't people understand when a place say they open at 10 o'clock, they don't mean 9:55. God dog. You know, as a retail worker, that just used to drive me crazy. And then people come pulling on the door. I'm gonna need you to get a clock, a watch, a stop clock, and a stopwatch. Why do we not know what time it is? Do we need a sundial? Do we need to go back that far? What's happening? Quit pulling on the door. She had to come out and hit you right in the nose. Just, I can't. It's squirrel, sorry. And see, he couldn't love nobody because he's too afraid of his own self because he don't know how to be alone. And so that was just a recipe for disaster. Yes, wait. God dog. A recipe for disaster. He don't want to be alone, so he holding on to one girl so that he can get the other girl to come in. That way the doors or the bed's never empty. And then this girl can't let go of him because she probably got abandonment issues. And then this one can't let go because she got self-esteem issues. I'm like, y'all all need some therapy. Ain't nothing. I don't think any of y'all are necessarily bad people. Okay, if you're going to wave her on, then you got to stop. I got to get out this parking lot. I got to get out this parking lot. That's what's this person waving this way, but they won't stop their dang car. I'm not trying to run into you, so I need you to stop. That way I can keep going. Okay, stare at the sky for a second. I got to put my mask on. Okay. I should turn the camera around, but Lord, what y'all doing? Bake sales over there at the church? Probably so. Okay, let's go see. Let's go see. right, Sylvia, if you're still in there, there was nothing else in the box, so I'm gonna ask him to see if there is something else back there.
Thank
You're welcome.
you. Are you in line now?
No, you go right ahead.
Thank you.
Gonna have to come back down here. I was not prepared.
Okay, can I get in my mailbox, please? No, it's okay. You're good. Hold on. Thanks.
They're both the same, so
Are they like they're identical, the exact same?
different size.
Just different sizes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. I can take one of those.
I knew next year, so.
Everywhere I go, I feel like I need to buy an ink pen.
Everything's on the label for returning dress announcement. Would you like your receipt for all these? No thanks. Alright, so you are all set. Alright, thank you. You're welcome. Have a good one. You too.
I'm at the UPS store. There is a diner down the street.
519-9807.
Are you still at 102 Valley Street?
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay. What is it that you're sending?
And then
Take care.
1117 is your
Yeah.
That's it. And then this bottom just has the tracking number and information on it. We'll put the lid on and then you're good to go. We'll just kind of put a lid over
Oh, there's another pen.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a nice day. Is it working?
I had picked up some packages yesterday, and I think I might be missing one. Can you check and see if I have another one in 124?
This one is estimated to be there Wednesday for $14.93 for kids.
Oh yeah, I buy direct.com.
Wednesday, the 31st for $14.93. Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing? I'm trying to find my own pen now, so I'll have one next time I come in.
I lost my pen.
Oh no,
I think one of my workers accidentally took it home.
they bet they did. That's how it works. Should have kept it in your pocket.
I know, the one time I didn't. The one time.
Is this not it?
Oh my god, it is it. You
That's it.
found it. I have no idea what this was. I was missing it for like 3 days. Thanks. Alright, if you could just double check the addresses up top for me. If they look correct, just sign at the bottom. And I believe she was already in the system. Yeah, she is.
Nothing in there?
I don't believe so. What number did you say?
124?
I didn't see.
Take your time.
It should have been small.
And I paid for both of this together. You know,
Or maybe in one of those like Amazon bags, the little blue and white ones. And she said it arrived 2 days ago.
you said Wednesday. I gotta make sure I tell you.
Yeah, it's estimated for Wednesday, so it's not guaranteed, but it should still be there. They're typically really good at getting it done.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure she's home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
One more time.
Okay.
Are you sure that your fax number was the correct number?
That's the one she gave me.
Okay. We'll see if it goes through. If it doesn't, I'll send it again, and maybe that time it'll work, but it still has yet to go through.
I think you should have this in your system too. I'm not sure.
Last time I looked for Tim's, it was only Tim that was in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For sure. No, it could have been another company.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah,
can you come out here?
yeah, just so I did.
And this is the Easter gift, right?
Yes.
I want to get that too. You want to bring that up for me? Pretty please and thank you.
Might need to connect my battery. Those ones are just for reference. I did find it. It was like
Oh, there it
hidden in
is.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I just.
I'll get it, I'll get it.
I want to get that pen.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was like falling in between the shelves.
For
Oh.
2028.
Oh, we found it. That's all right.
It's 2028.
Somebody asked me how did I like it. I'm like, I don't have that. Did you?
It's going all the way to Texas.
So
Oh,
this is at
okay.
it's less than $5,
Alright,
so we can't use a
Can't
card.
do the card.
It goes by the location, dates, and the dimensions of the box.
Alright, that's fine.
Well, give me 5 of them. I got that.
5?
Yeah. Now, is it different if I get different colors? Like,
The price.
no, I mean as far as like you scan it in your inventory.
no.
No, okay.
So
Then
I'll
I'll
put,
just-
there's 5 in there, so then you can choose
Okay.
before you want. And you said it was 10 or 11?
You know, I got cash, but that's at home too. I was not prepared for none of this.
I'm sorry about that.
Now you'll have closing statements too?
I'll get you your receipt. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. You too. I'm sorry. I got it, man. You too. Now the thing with the boxes, they're not inside of a PO box because the PO boxes are basically slots, and so you can't really fit anything in there. I might have to make sure I don't sit on these ink pens though. But you can't fit anything in the boxes, so their packages are basically in a storage type thing, or their little storage room. And so there is. Let me get rid of this package. Okay. There's a trash. Now we can go back to walking. Some big geese. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Let's see if I can find a way to show y'all now. At least it was in there. Okay. This is it. Let me put this down. Dang ninja stick. So there is the, what is that hand called? Oh, Lord. It's got a name. And then there's the evil eye protection on it. And then there's the malachite there, too. I love this. Where's my keys? I'll put it on me. I'll put it in my pocket first. All right. Let's get moving. And sit down. Okay. Let me take this off, too. Since I'm out of civilization. Hey, thank you. Hand of potato. It's nice when people know things. Y'all know everything. Okay. I thought this was going to be a problem too, because this, let me see if y'all can see, I don't know. I love malachite. And what's so interesting, because my favorite color is red, so I think I would be, more drawn to a red color, but malachite, I like malachite anything. It's such a pretty stone. Like, I would even say it's my favorite, actually. That and lapis lazuli. I think I just like the name. But I love a malachite. I have a malachite bracelet. I want another one that I'm going to get from this lady who made the first one. See if she can make me another one. Just maybe a different design or something like that. I love malachite. Pennsylvania Army National Guard. No, thank you. But I thought this one would be annoying or get that way because it's very heavy. But it's fine. Like I don't even feel it. I didn't want to put it on the chain because it looked too rapperish. Because it was a big silver chain, and then are you gonna stop so I can go? Yes, you are. And so it was a big silver chain, and it looked ridiculous because I looked very, very rapperish, and so I had to change that out. It is angelite, is what the stone is. And I asked the lady, the shop is called Uniquely Mahogany. She is on Etsy too. I asked her to find me the largest one she could find and then wrap it if she could. She got it done. And it was quite the challenge because it's a very, very, very large stone. but she got it done. Oh, Jesus. Somebody cooking and it smelled good. Oh, that's the diner. The diner you said, it's right there. Right over there. I got a hamburger from them once. Well, more than once. But that's usually what I get when I go there. Oh, it's bright. Oh, it's bright. There we go. I have reappeared. Um, I like soft cookies, I would say. Although I like an Oreo. An Oreo is crunchy. The diner food is typical. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, if you had options, this is the first. But they got, breakfast. And now the good thing about their thing is they're kind of IHOP-ish to where you can get anything any time of the day. Um, they do have a really good breakfast. I got it once too. I remember. I got that once. That was the first thing actually I got from them. And the hamburgers are good because it's real meat and it's tender. So that's usually what I get from there. But I got my brother a chicken fried steak one time. That was eh. He got a fish from there. That was eh. But the hamburger is good. And the breakfast is typical. It wasn't bad, nor was it the best thing I ever had. So it's a pretty typical place. Now, would I go again? Yes. I would go again because it's not horrible and it wasn't disappointing either though. Like I say, it's typical. Typical like American diner type place. It was typical. But it was good enough to go back to. Especially since it's close to the house. And then what's across the street from it is a Wendy's. And then a Subway. So I'll choose the diner. And you can get in and out too, because I never sat in there. I always just ordered it to go. Usually what I do is on the way to the UPS store, I stop in there and I put my order in, and then I go to the UPS store and do what I'm gonna do there, and then come back and the order's ready. But it's good though. It's good enough. I can't see nothing on this screen. Oh my God, there is a place in Oklahoma. Ooh, Jesus. You'll sell your soul for that sandwich. It's called Del Rancho. And when I was a kid, they were everywhere. And then the older I got, the more they start closing. And I think there was 2. I miss a lot of older restaurants that we had when I was growing up, but Del Rancho, man, they put their foot, their ankle, and kneecaps in them sandwiches. Those were so fantastic. And they were as big as your face. Yeah, y'all gonna crash unless one of y'all stop. That's how it works. Don't pay $20,000, $30,000 for something just to crash it into somebody. God's sake. Del Rancho was the truth, the way and the light. None enter to heaven except by some Del Rancho. It was the best. That and we had a place called Garfield's. Oh dear God. Garfield's was our favorite. We went back to Oklahoma. I think my niece was graduating and we went to Oklahoma and they had one Garfield's left. And it was way out in Egypt somewhere. But I'm like, you know what? We're going to this darn Garfield's. So we all piled in the cars like sardines and we drove 9,999 miles to Garfield's. And we ate up some stuff and I enjoyed everything I pushed in my face. Del Rancho's was basically chicken fried steak. That's what they were known for. Oh, if there's a Garfield's left, oh, please say there is. They would make, and this is the only place I've ever had it actually, a Monte Cristo sandwich. Oh, they're so fantastic. And I've never had a Monte Cristo sandwich outside of Garfield's. I tried to make one time, and what I made instead of a Monte Cristo sandwich was a grease trap, because that's all that was in there. I put the ingredients that you're supposed to put in there, the ham and the cheeses and the stuff and the this and the that, and what I got was a handful of grease. I said, I just made a grease sandwich. Who eat grease sandwiches? Like some old man named Otis or something. Why am I eating grease sandwiches for? Uncle Otis, you eating that grease sandwich? Sure is. I shall not be eating no grease sandwich. But that's what that was. Pure, it soaked up every ounce of taste of grease in that skillet. Grease sandwich. Monte Cristo is a fried sandwich, basically, but it's got ham, cheese, turkey, cheese. It's kind of like a three layer thing, or you put your bread, your ham, your cheese. Okay, wait, he ain't far enough. I can't even hear my own self talk. There's bread, ham and cheese, then another piece of bread, turkey and cheese, and then you top bread, and then you fry it. Or you put it in your egg or whatever you do, and then you fry it. And then you top it with like powdered sugar. It's fantastic. It's the best thing you ever want to put in your face. But, I mean, I had an Uncle Otis sandwich. It was a sandwich and a knuckle moisturizer all in one. Because that was the greasiest thing I ever seen. And I said to myself, I ain't afraid of death, because it ain't no point. But if you eat this sandwich, you gonna die today. Because this ain't nothing but grease. I mean, nothing but grease. It was a knuckle. You know, Uncle Otis got ashy knuckles. He been working his whole life. Bless his heart. And his knuckles a little rusty. But you get you one of them grease sandwiches, baby, you never have ashy knuckles again. But Garfield's, that's where it was. It's gone. Oh, I loved it. Hopefully there's still a Del Rancho at least. It's the truth. The Del Rancho had everything you want in your life. Good old chicken fried chicken or a chicken fried steak sandwich. It was big as the whole plate. Like, you literally can buy one sandwich sometime, cut it into fours, and that's enough for you. Like 4 people, one sandwich. It was that big. Then you get you a good old orange crush soda. Child, what you mean? You talk about good. That was fantastic. Yes, it was because it was a grease sandwich. Now the Monte Cristo, if you make it right, then y'all know I can't cook. So I took what I was supposed to. I did it the way it say do it. I didn't watch no video. No, I did watch a video. There's this child on YouTube. She made it. What she did is she took her bread, her turkey, her cheese. I think she had Swiss. I don't really fool Swiss. Ain't got enough flavor. Put the bread, and then she put it's my Gandalf staff. And then she took her ham and her cheese. I think she had a different kind of cheese. And then she put the top bread on, and then she smashed it down, like we used to do when you put potato chips in your sandwich. And so, smash it down. She put it in the egg, and she flipped it and flopped it in there, and she fried it. Then she took it out, she cut it, she put powdered sugar on it like you're supposed to, and it was just wonderful. It just looked like it was supposed to look. So here I go, I'm in the kitchen, I'm like, okay, bread, ham and cheese, I don't really care for ham, but ham and cheese, bread, turkey and cheese, bread, flip it and flop it in the egg, put it in the grease, soak up all the grease, and have an Uncle Otis sandwich. That's what I did. I'm like, what kind of mess is this? I picked it up and grease went all over my hands. Like, you better not be trying to commit no crimes because you're going to leave prints everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I said, what in the world did I just make? I don't know. She made it in front of us. That mess I made was an atrocity. They can feed that to people instead of lethal injection. Give them that grease sandwich. I mean, I had grease all over my hands. I was like, I don't know what I did wrong, but I know I didn't do it right. So there you go. That I know I did not do. But oh well. This is why you leave that to professionals. And mind you, another thing, at Garfield's, the Monte Cristo sandwich is not on the menu anymore. But it's like one of them things where you can order it still. And it's not even like it's a secret menu. You know, like McDonald's has lobster rolls because it's on the secret menu. No, this was something they used to make that they don't make anymore. But since they still have technically the ingredients to make it, you can still make it. It'll help you. I guarantee you it will. Bar none, hands down. I don't know. I've never actually been to Bennigan's. Like ever. I lived actually near one, but for whatever reason, would always go to something else. Like we went to BJ's or we'd go to Fridays, something like that. And mind you, I don't care for Fridays or Chili's. I like Applebee's until they showed me that them neck ribs. Then I'm like, okay, I don't like Applebee's no more either. Because this looks scary. I felt like I was eating a lizard. That's that's what it felt like. It felt like some sort of strange foreign animal. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is, but I know what this ain't. I ordered ribs, baby back, right? And it come to the table. And so I take one off. And first of all, it's all connected still. And I'm like, what in the hell is this? The ribs are like that, right? They're like a finger when you get them little baby back ones, right? This was round, like a vertebrae, like a disc, like a backbone. And so naturally, this occurs to me, the shape of such a thing, after I put it in my mouth and swallow. And so I'm like, okay, this looks like the grossest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. This is a circle. It's like a coin. This is a neck. This ain't nobody rib. And if it is a rib, what kind of animal is this? This is a raccoon? What did you give me? Just because you cover something in barbecue sauce don't mean it's barbecue. This is roadkill. So that was one of them things where I'm saying to myself, how do you go get something tested to see what this is? What kind of lab can you send this to? Like that man who said he found shrimp tails in his cinnamon toast crunch. What kind of lab can I send this to see what this is? Because this is not a pig. And if it is a pig, it's his neck. Like I can't. I can't. So I don't go to none of them no more. Chili's, Fridays, Applebee's, nobody bees, nobody with apostrophe YS, none of that. I can't. I can't. Because what are you serving? I felt like I needed to. You went to sleep. Child, we'd been down the store. We'd been to the UPS store, sitting outside making fun of people in the parking lot. Well, you still here. I gotta walk some more because I just been sitting for an hour and a half. I think literally because I got there at 9, they didn't open till 10, so we sat there for an hour. I had to use my Gemini superpower and gibby gab for a whole hour. Yeah, it's a story, Phyllis. It's a story that's I seen in the headlines. I don't know if it's been on the news. I'm pretty sure it has. This man said he had shrimp tails in his cinnamon toast crunch. Now, mind you, I have now sworn off cereal, but not because of him. I was eating Fruit Loops. Now, mind you, I will say this for, I guess, fairness. You got 2 satellite dishes. Lord Jesus, you really like TV, don't you? I was listen. I was eating Fruit Loops, but they had some kind of new tropical flavor. I don't know. I just trying to see what it's like. And you start eating it, and it feels a little powdery in texture, like it's got way too much flavor powder on it or something. I'm like, I don't know what this is. And so my brother, he has all these different emoluments and skin creams, and because he's got sensitive skin. And so he's getting ready for work. And all I smell is chemicals. I'm like, Lord Jesus, he got more crap on his skin than anybody in the world. Because that's all I smell. But it was to a point where it was starting to bother me. Like that's all I smelled was like it was stuck in my nose now. And so I'm like, damn, what did he put on? Like, are you covered in Arabian oil or something? What the hell's happening? And so he left and the smell was still there. So I go over to the bathroom and close the door because maybe the smell will stay in there or dissipate or whatever. But when I go close to the bathroom, I don't smell it. I'm like, maybe it was that damn cereal. I go back and take a whiff, and that's all I smell is chemicals and toxic oil spill and everything else. I'm like, this is the worst smell in the world. And it's supposed to be fruit. Like y'all missed the buck on this one. And so then I got to thinking, I went in, I had Frosting Flakes one time, and the Frosted Flakes, you know, after you finish everything you're gonna finish, and the bowl is sitting there, well, the Frosting Flakes are now stuck to the bowl like they got Eric Trump glue on it or something. I mean, they super stuck. And I'm thinking to myself, I just put this in my stomach. I can't even get this off this bowl. So, Exxon loops, yes. So I'm off cereal. I can't. At least I need to stop eating cereal that's covered in something. Like if you're gonna eat cereal, eat Raisin Bran or something sponsored by the Metamucil Parade or something. But no more fruity ones, no more sugary ones. That's not really true, but for right now, that's where I am. Just don't put them in your hair. There's the next gorilla glue indeed. Oh, we got here fast this time. I'm already at the end of the street. I wonder how far am I going? Because I've been walking for what, 2 hours? Or 2 hours and 20 minutes. Because the first live stream bit the dust. You got to subtract the hour because we was just sitting. Yes, that is true. That's why whenever I got the question, and it's a legitimate question, mind you, of is there going to be a food shortage? I'm like, half the stuff we eat is not food. Like, it may have the resemblance and semblance of it, or it may have a core ingredient of it. Like every soda's first ingredient is water. But I bet you, push come to shove, shove come to kick down and stomp, that if they had to, they could make that soda with no water. It's like they could find something. And it ain't gonna be fruit juice either, because that's expensive. They'll find something, they'll find a way. And every cereal you eat, every thing you stick in your mouth has a core ingredient that I guarantee you they can find an alternative to if they have to. So half the stuff we eat is not really food. Am I going back to mail the tarot deck? No, I am not. Because I have to go to the house. And if I go to the house, then that means I have to take my shoes off and stay there. So it's not something that I'm gonna do. And plus, it'll be good for for exercise and going back down there later and all that type of stuff. So probably not. Yes, most of the ingredients you cannot pronounce, unless you have a physics degree or something. Oh Lord, battery went down fast. 15%. Okay. Well, we'll be here till it dies. It was 98% when I started. So might as well walk until it dies. Yeah, I can't. Reading labels is educational. You gotta know what you're looking at though. What is monosodium glutamate? What is xylitol? Anything that ends in tol or ALOL, saccharin. Yes, derivative of sugar, but how do you make this? And why does it make me choke? Like literally, I cannot eat anything with fake sugar. Can't drink anything with fake sugar. Xylitol, saccharin, all of it. It makes me choke, like literally choke. Like I'll swallow it and it'll get right there, right in the middle, and say, yeah, no, I don't want to go down there. And I will choke like nobody's business. Which, I mean, no skin off my teeth, simply because I don't like fake sugar anyway. So I'm all right with that. Don't need it. Yeah. A lady I worked with, her doctor told her, If it tastes good, spit it out. Which was like, I guess it's the most basic of advice, you know. If it tastes good, spit it out. If it's, you know, brightly colored and wrapped in cellophane, spit it out. That's how you're going to keep your cholesterol down. If it tastes good, spit it out. Me, if it tastes good, where's the other three? That's my thing. Because I know y'all got some more. It says speed limit 15. That is not 15. Oatmeal. Oatmeal. Boy, Dr. Oz, I'm surprised he don't make his own oatmeal. That's all he talk about is oatmeal. And that is, it's not something I hate. I actually like it, but after I, after I'm done with it, it's not healthy anymore. And so that's the happy medium that I'm trying to find is making it to where it's not junk food at that point. Don't load it full of butter and brown sugar. Like just yeah, lobster. They have a lobster sandwich. See, I can't eat the stevia, but see, I can't do the just regular oatmeal out the thing. I don't want to do agave stuff because that tastes like fake sugar to me. I don't want to put honey in it because if I put honey in it, I'm gonna put some other stuff in it. So the thing that I need to try next, though, because what I have not tried is to put or make oatmeal and put fruit in it. Since, you know, even though that's still sweet, it's a natural sugar. That's a little different for me anyway. And so I can do that. I don't hate blueberries, so maybe I can use blueberries. I don't care for strawberries because I've never had a sweet strawberry in my whole life. I mean, literally every single one I've ever had was sour. So it ain't for me. So maybe I can try that. Do a blueberry or banana slice or something of that nature. I don't See, I don't like stevia. I don't like stevia. I don't like anything that's not plain old addictive white sugar. And mind you, I will say this. I don't actually have sugar in the house. So it's not like I even use it in anything. I still eat a lot of sugar because I eat a lot of junk. But we don't have sugar or salt in the house, not plain salt. We have a garlic salt. Actually, it's garlic pepper, black pepper, and salt in one thing. So I might try that. It certainly can, which is half of the argument that I think Michelle Obama was having that I think was missing from that conversation is, yes, it's nice to want kids to eat healthy because childhood obesity and childhood diabetes was not as rampant as it is nowadays. But at the same time, a bag of grapes costs $7 to $10. Like if you get a full bag, if you got 3 kids, you can't do that. At least if you got 3 kids and a fixed income or a low income, that's not feasible. Yes, it'd be nice if you ate grapes instead of Cheetos. But $7 for one bag of fruit versus off-brand cheese curls for 99 cents. If you have 3, 4 kids, you're going with the cheese curls. Because while, yes, I want you to be healthy, I also want you to be fed first. I need you not to just be fed, but I also need you to be full. And so when that's your end goal, that's what you're going to do. You're going to get what you can give them instead of what they should have. Because I just actually bought grapes, because that's what I put in my, when I said I was going to make me a junky salad. I made the salad with pickles. I actually got the wrong pickles too. Because what I wanted was one bread and butter and then one deal, one sour deal. And I got 2 sour deals instead of a bread and butter. So anyway, so I had the lettuce, the pickles, the grapes. Those grapes was $6.99. $6.99 on the penny. That's how much they cost. $6.99. Everything cost $64. I got grapes, I got a head of lettuce, 2 pickles, one by mistake. I got a sweet potato, I got a bok choy, I got a cherry tomato. No meat, mind you. I didn't get no meat, didn't get no soda, didn't get no high ticket items like that. $64. I didn't even get no salad dressing. I just got vegetables and one other thing I can't remember. Brussels sprouts. $64. And mind you, with the Instacart, Instacart, it's even more because you got to pay delivery fee and this and this and this and this. So it was even more than that. But yep, it's expensive. It can be. Now mind you, buying random junk is too. Because there's times I go to the store and you pick up a brownie here, you pick up a Dorito there, you pick up a 12 pack of this here. Next thing you know, you spend $80 and you ain't got but 2 bags full of junk. So you can eat healthy if you shop smart, but when you got children and baby children, then you got to shop extra smart. And especially if you are on food stamps or assistance of some sort, if you got TANF or something like that, then that has to last you a month. So you have to really space that out, and you really got to shop smart, and you really got to do this. And like it's a rough day in the city. So when they had the conversation about let's eat healthy, let's lower these prices too. Or figure out what you can do to lower the prices. Everything is not necessarily the grocery store's fault. Like, can we source where this high ticket is coming from? Is it corporate greed? Is it a farmer thing? Is it a supply and demand thing? What is it? Like, I think there's just a little more of the intricacies that we were missing in that conversation. I need to, actually, when I go next time to the store, because I need to go to the UPS store anyway. So when I go to the store, I'm going to get an oatmeal and some blueberries or something. What I'm going to do, I wonder if I could, how would this work? I'm pretty sure nobody's done this, but I'm going to ask y'all anyway. While we still, what kind of battery life I got left? Okay, it's 10%. We're almost back to my own area anyway. Or my usual area, I should say. So what would it be like if You blended it together. Because I wouldn't imagine you would boil blueberries, and that's the most, well, I mean, hell, it's all going down the same pile anyway. So, I mean, I'm just thinking, how do you incorporate the blueberries to make it easier to eat? Because I don't want to eat a whole blueberry necessarily, but I would eat it if it maybe was like creamier in texture instead of so oaty. If it wasn't so oaty, then maybe I would eat it, I think. I'm gonna try it and see what it do. Because I can blend the oatmeal. I seen somebody do that once, to where they make it smaller kernels basically, or smaller oat kernels, to where it's not so big, and then it's a little more creamier in texture, and then it's kind of like hot cereal at that point. So I can do that. Cheese is ridiculous. Soak the oats overnight. Got you. Okay. But I want them smaller. I want it, like I say, I want it smoother than it is. Try with peaches. Dried fruit. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Dried fruit. Okay. That's a good idea, too. We have a Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's we do have. It's not close. And there's always a line to get in. You got to go early, early, early in the morning if you want to beat the line. Like soon as they open, you got to be there. And there's still a line, but there's less people, and you have a better chance of getting in and getting out. But I like Quaker Oats. But I'll see. I still want to do. Yeah, I'll blend it. I'll blend it, or I'll do something to make it smoother than it is, and then add something to it. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want big chunks of fruit in it either. Well, I've been in Trader Joe's once. I loved it when I was in California because they had a really big, giant, proper grocery store. These ones here look more like little specialized boutiques or something because they're really small. Like you can stand at one end of the Trader Joe's and see the other end. I mean, they have tons of stuff in there to the point to where they don't even have space for all that stuff. And it's a lot to look at, so they definitely have the variety. But eh, it's not a have to go to Trader Joe's. Where are we at now? 8%. All right, we got about 3 satellite dishes. Right? 3 satellite dishes. Dried cranberries, raisins, walnuts, almonds. Oh, Lord. That sounds delightful. I like mixes of things. You know, I mixed my own nuts one time, right? I had a pecan and a cashew, and everything was going well until I added these peanuts to it. And the peanuts were covered in some sort of cinnamon toffee or something like that, which they were good on their own, but when I put it all together, it made everything horrible. Because it ruined the taste of everything else. And so I'm like, okay, live and you learn, don't do that again. Maple syrup and oatmeal. Okay. But see, here's the thing. I don't want to put anything sweet in it that's not fruit. Otherwise, I just put, butter, brown sugar type of thing. But I haven't tried that though, but I might try it anyway, just to see. Now, there's also, I think at this store, I don't know if it's authentic or not, but it's supposed to be authentic Canadian maple syrup. And just because you put something in a maple leaf shaped jar does not mean it's authentic, but we'll see. I might try that and put that in one day because I still use syrup for my pancakes and things, which I had 2 days ago, and they were amazing. Now I can cook a pancake. You ain't gonna tell me I can't cook no pancake though. I can't make no Monte Cristo sandwich, but I can make a pancake. My only thing is that moment of truth of flipping it over. I ain't no artisan, so that's my only thing there. There's a big giant rock in the street. Tear up somebody's axle. I've never heard of, I've never had black molasses, or molasses of any kind, actually. Okay, where are we at now? 6%. Okay, so I'm gonna put or try to put a community post if I remember. I think this Sunday we are on Becca's channel and be doing our Sunday reads there. And then next week on Friday, 7 or 7:30, I don't know, we will be on Adrian's channel, Red Lentil Healing, and we will be doing our Zodiac Energy reads. It'll be me, it'll be Adrian, and we will be joined by Tony from Shining Hawk Healing, and we will be doing our reads over there. And then I'm going to try to organize some more of the energy reads like we did. The walking stick came from Etsy. If you just, not Google, but if you go into Etsy and just type in walking stick, it's a bunch of varieties there. The man who made this is named Aubrey, like Aubrey Glenn or something like that. But you can get different kinds from different people though. But Sunday on Becca's channel, Friday, next Friday, on Adrian's channel for Zodiac Reads. And then I'm going to try to get with Adrian and Tony and see if we can do another energy read like we did yesterday. And I will see y'all on Sunday. And hopefully my new deck will be here. It's supposed to be here today. We'll hope it'll be here and then I'll use it Sunday. So thank y'all for hanging out with me for 3.5 hours, almost 4, from our first live stream that died and went out into the cornfield. And I will see y'all. I can't even see the screen to turn it off, Jesus. I'll see y'all on Sunday.